Hello friends. So today's session is based on light. But before moving forward, I want to ask a simple question that can you imagine your life without light? Of course not. Light is a major source of energy and it is something that is needed to survive, right? So now I'm going to share the content based on light with you. And today we'll discuss about various phenomena of light that we see around us. As you can see here, that reflection, refraction, scattering, dispersion, interference, diffraction, and polarization. These are the various phenomena of light that we observe around us. All right. Now look at these pictures. You can see there is a boy who is looking at his image on clear water. The image formed on clear water is because of reflection of light. Fine. And there is a fish in a fish bowl. So when you see fish through a fish bowl, it appears bigger in size. And this is because of refraction of light. Okay. And we all have seen the beautiful rainbow that forms after heavy rainfall. And that is because of dispersion of light. Fine. And have you ever thought that why do plants look green in color? Why sky appears blue? And why does sun appear red during sunrise and sunset? This is because of scattering of light. And you might have seen thin film of oil floating on water or a thin film of soap bubble which reflects a spectrum of beautiful colors, and that is because of interference of light. Okay, and there is one more phenomena of light which is diffraction of light, and a very good example of diffraction of light is the diffraction of sunlight by clouds, which can be seen as silver lining around the clouds. You can see there in the picture. This is because of diffraction of light. And next phenomena of light is polarization of light, and we all are aware of polarized glasses. So these all are the phenomena of light that we observe around us. Okay, so there is no doubt in saying that physics is everywhere in nature, and we are also a part of nature. So somewhere we are connected with physics, but unknowingly we ignore this fact. So let's explore and let's start loving these facts by knowing them more. Okay, so today we'll start with reflection of light. See, the number of objects that we see around us is because of reflection of light. Let's take an example. When you throw a ball on the ground, it bounces back. Light has the similar feature. When light strikes the surface, it bounces back. And because of this bouncing back of light, we are able to see the things around us. Fine. And this phenomena of bouncing back of light is known as reflection of light. Now I'm going to show you how reflection of light takes place, okay, using laser beam. So this is a laser beam activity. So keep your eyes on the mystery box.
See, reflection occurs when a light ray strikes the shiny surface and bounces off. As you can see here, the ray that strikes the surface, this ray is called the incident ray, and the ray that bounces off is called the reflected ray. This is how reflection of light takes place. Now you can see I am going to change the direction of incident ray. See, as I change the direction of incident ray, direction of reflected ray is also changing. Now you can see that these two rays are coming closer. And if incident ray strikes the mirror normally, perpendicularly, then it reflects back along the same path. So in this case, incident ray is coinciding with the reflected ray. This is how it happens.
Next we have ray diagrams. So for ray diagrams, first of all we draw the mirror. Okay. The ray that strikes the mirror is called the incident ray. Then we draw the incident ray. See, this arrow indicates the direction of incident ray. We always mark the direction of the rays. Okay, it is mandatory, it is required. The point at which the incident ray strikes the mirror is called the point of incidence. Okay, now we draw a normal at the point of incidence. Normal means perpendicular at the point of incidence. You can see here, normal has been drawn by dotted lines. Okay, the angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence, and it is denoted by the letter I. Then we draw the reflected ray. Okay, and angle between reflected ray and the normal is called the angle of reflection. Angle of reflection is the angle between normal and the reflected ray. Fine. Now one point to be noted here, that reflected ray has to be drawn in such a way that these two angles, angle I and angle R, they stay equal to each other. Okay, these two angles should be equal to each other. Fine. Next we have laws of reflection. So there are two laws of reflection. You can see, first law of reflection is that the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. Angle I is equal to angle R. This is the first law of reflection. And second law of reflection is that incident ray, reflected ray and normal, they all lie in the same plane. You can see here in the picture that these three, incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they lie in the same plane. So these are the two laws of reflection. Okay. Now what if the ray falls normally on the mirror? If a ray falls perpendicularly on the mirror, if a ray strikes the mirror perpendicularly, normally, then it will reflect back along the same path. So in this case, incident ray will coincide with the reflected ray. Okay, and angle of incidence and angle of reflection, angle I and angle R, both are equal to 0 degree.
See, let this be an incident ray, this be normal, and suppose this is a reflected ray. Okay, so as we know that angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence, and angle between reflected ray and normal is the angle of reflection. Fine. And we know that these two angles are equal to each other. I is equal to R. Fine. So if we decrease the angle of incidence, then angle of reflection will also decrease. Okay. They'll come closer when we decrease the angle. Okay. Now I am going to decrease the angle of incidence to 0 degree. See. So in this case you can see that normal and incident ray, they are coinciding with each other because angle between them is 0 degree. Now because angle of incidence is 0, so angle of reflection is also 0, and therefore reflected ray will coincide with the normal. Okay, so in this way you can see that incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they are coinciding with each other, and both the angles, angle I and angle R, they are equal to 0 degree. I hope.
Our next topic is multiple reflection of light. The word multiple means many. Okay, so if reflected ray is reflected again on being incident on another surface, then multiple reflection of light takes place. Okay, so it is the reflection of light back and forth several times. Fine. Now let's take an example. You can see in this picture there is a hairdresser. So when you go to the salon for haircut, hairdresser at the end of your haircut holds the mirror behind you to show his handiwork. Okay, so in this way you can see that reflected light is reflected again. So when two mirrors are put inclined to each other, inclined at an angle, then they can collectively form multiple images. Okay, our next activity is based on multiple reflection of light. Okay,
When a candle is placed between two mirrors which are inclined to each other, then we can see a number of images of the candle flame. This is due to multiple reflection of light. Okay. Now as I change the angle between the mirrors, the number of images will also change.
a thought came to my mind just by looking at the mirrors and the burning candle. You know, one should be like a burning candle, which itself burns and give light to others. And if you cannot become a burning candle, then be like the mirrors and reflect the light of burning candle. Right? See, we get to learn so many things all together. Okay? And by imbibing these things, we make life easier for others as well as for ourselves. And our next topic is kaleidoscope. It is based on multiple reflection of light. Okay? In a kaleidoscope, number of beautiful patterns can be seen. And this is all because of multiple reflection of light. All right. Next, we have periscope, and it works on the principle of reflection of light. Okay, see, periscopes are used in submarines, they are used in war tanks, they are used by soldiers in bunkers to see the objects that are not visible directly. All right, so that's all for today. I hope that things are clear. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a nice day.